Hello, this is Top Preps Player Interviews by Sunil, Sunder. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Brock Feinberg, a junior at Wando High School in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and an inside linebacker and tight end on the varsity football team. Once again, Brock, thank you so much for the opportunity. Great to be speaking with you, and congrats on your success playing football.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's an honor to be interviewed by you, and I'm very excited to get going to it.
All right, sounds good. Hey, let's talk about the 2023 season, playing on the varsity football team there at Wando High School. Talk about before we came on the air, we're talking about how versatile you are in terms of playing multiple positions, inside linebacker, tight end, special teams, halfback. I mean, you have that flexibility, that durability. It's a great, those are great attributes to bring to the table. So let's just jump right into it and just talk about, last season here, Brock.
Yes, sir. So last season, we didn't have the best season, but we still fought to the very end. Um, we didn't give up on who we were and how we played, but on an aspect for me, I gave it 100% every play, every game. Always have to hustle. You don't want to show laziness on the field. And then also, I want the team to win. So wherever
Mhm.
I could help out, I'm there on the field. Special teams. It doesn't matter what position.
Yeah.
So yes, sir.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Hey, let's again, two-way starter, inside linebacker and tight end. Let's start with the inside linebacker in terms of being able to dominate in the trenches, the line of scrimmage, from your perspective, what you see out there on the field, and again, what makes you so again unique at that position, Brock.
So what makes me so unique is for 3 years I've been a tight end starting on varsity. So my
Hmm.
first year coming in as a linebacker, I know exactly what the O line and the tight end likes to do to
Hmm.
block a linebacker and where they're going to come at a linebacker.
Yep.
So I use that advantage of my offensive knowing and my skills to come and dominate as the linebacker, knowing where I need to be at the right time, where that running back's going to be in that hole. So I
Yeah.
use that as a big advantage.
That's great. Again, as you mentioned, also tight end as well. That's I mean, a great position in terms of not being able to catch the ball, but also pass block as well. Talk about it. I said on the offensive side of the ball as well here, Brock.
Yes, sir. So pass blocking, it's just as important as get running routes and catching.
Hmm.
You as a tight end, you're a lineman, you're a receiver, you could be a running back. Tight end,
Yeah.
just all of them mixed in one. So to help, like, you can't be selfish if you're a tight end. You got to block the guy for the running back to come score or run behind you, just like a lineman. You gotta
Hmm.
do your job so your team can win.
Yeah.
So it's everyone has to know what they're doing and do it right to win.
Yeah, no, a great point you made. Just having all 11 guys on the same page, because if you're off, one, said person, a couple people, it really could, said mess up in terms of that cohesiveness. So again, you're so, again, just in terms of being, contributing, in multiple options in special teams and halfback as well. Talk about that as well. I'm sure for you that is something that you definitely thrive in as well here, Brock.
Yes, sir. So special teams, on to be honest, it's mostly the most important thing in a football game. If
Yeah.
you block a punt, 90% of the time you're winning the game because I mean you're probably in the 20-yard line or before that to score.
Hmm.
So special teams are really important. I mean, an onside kick with 20 seconds left in the game, you get that. Whoa, momentum change. It's always a
Yeah.
momentum change in special teams. And I just always want to help as much as possible in special teams because I think that's a really big key factor. And no matter who your high school coach or college coaches or even pro coaches, they'll be like, okay, this kid is knows what he's doing and he knows that you got to contribute as a not just like being selfish or anything, but you got to contribute as a team player and helping them succeed.
Yeah, yeah. Again, excellent points that you make. Hey, look, the training for a football season is just enormous. It's 24/7, 365. Strength and conditioning, nutrition, rest and recovery. You're at 6'1", 223. Just talk about it. You train with a speed coach, tip of the spear football training, a rugby coach for tackling, and even have tried Krav Maga martial arts. So just employing various methods to help you deal with again, the pounding you take during a season. Talk about how much that, again, implementing that into your routine and how much that has benefited you here the past couple of years.
Yes, sir. So I do all that because some have pros to other ones, and
Mhm.
it's mostly mentality, like the martial arts, that's going to make you're not going to be scared of anything. Tip of
Yeah.
the spear, you're going to have leverage, so doing all that stuff, rugby, they know how to tackle, and they're one of the best tackling sports known to mankind.
Yeah.
Um, so I think all that stuff helps because like doing yoga, stretching, everything like that, because you need to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that and you just start doing that right when the season starts, you have a high chance of getting injured, and you're
Mhm.
not going to be flexible, and you just don't want to have a season ending injury like that. So
Yeah.
I suggest that's the best thing to do, is just year round do stuff like that and stay very active.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just like, I mean, you can weightlift all you want, but just in terms of being durable, again, as I, alluded to before, being flexible as well, having your, body in optimal shape, again, because you're going week after week, then practices as well, it takes its toll on you. Hey, you're a three-sport athlete, football, wrestling, and track. You also played, basketball as a freshman and sophomore and baseball as a freshman. Again, every sport, I'm sure there are components that help you and aid you in terms of, playing, especially football. Talk about that, how important that is to you, and just, I'm sure that's vital as well for you here.
Yes, sir. So it's I mean, so football, you only have the season, off season, preseason, stuff like that. You want to be
Hmm.
active, like what I was just saying. You need to be active, have your body going,
Yeah.
burn fibers, all that stuff. You always want to be healthy, good shape. Um, like basketball, I played basketball, so as a tight end to jump and get rebounds. Be
Hmm.
quick on my feet. I
Yeah.
quit basketball and went to wrestling because linebacker wrestling is like the one of the best sports to do if you're a football player.
Hmm.
College coaches love that. They love seeing athletes, multi-sport guys. If you see most of the quarterbacks and people that come into the NFL, they mostly played three sports. They played baseball, basketball, and football, or
Hmm.
track. Track's a big component, especially throwing. Lots of people think it's just running, but throwing, coaches love seeing you throw.
Yeah.
So I think being in different sports helps a lot. Helps with your hips, your power. It works different muscles depending on what you're doing in that sport. And I think it's just a really big key factor leading all the way to football or anything else you want to do. So
Yeah,
yes, sir.
definitely. Yeah, no, I agree. I said that the fact that again, your body, said, different muscle groups and just that's excellent. Hey, you posted the video I said about I think running the 100 meter race, the throw shot, put discus or your track team. The first meet of 2024, a top 10 finish. Actually finished eighth. Out of 36 schools, 58 throwers, through 41 feet. I mean, that is just magnificent. Talk about, I mean, just it must be just again, just have that adrenaline rush and be able to accomplish that feat. Just talk about that, Brock.
Yes, sir. So for that 41 feet, it doesn't just come natural, you got to
Hmm.
work hard, track 4 days, 5 days of the week, so you can't be lazy. You got to, all of it leads together, stretching that leads to the hips lead to the power of the release when you throw or run. So all that stuff is really important because, I mean, I don't think I would know as much as like form or anything in track if I didn't really focus on it. And the year before, my first year doing track last year, we actually have a guy that is in the Junior Olympics now in Sweden. He taught me my form and all that. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't really know how to do track as much as be as good as I really am right now
Hmm.
because of him. So you always want to have good ears open and listen to every single point or every single like someone needs to tell you something, like because you can always fix it. You're not always gonna be perfect, so you can always fix what you're doing, and you always just want to listen because that's also one of the main keys to become as the best you can.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, again, just being able to adjust and said seek out the best advice and experts as well. Up, and I wanted to just again piggyback to your some of your other accomplishments in 2023, Most Improved Track Athlete Award, U.S. Army Bowl National Combine Invite and Participant. Talk about, I mean, how meaningful that was to you as well here, Brock.
It's very meaningful because it shows that all your hard work and all the dedication you're putting towards a sport and what you want to accomplish, it shows that other people are seeing it. Coaches are
Hmm.
believing in you. They're seeing what you can accomplish, and they see the hard work and drive that you have to become the best you could be. And they know your goal and what you want to achieve. So I really like that. And accomplishing that stuff, I mean, it wouldn't help. I'm a believer in Christ, so I really love that he leads me in the path, and that's
Yeah, that's
he just
wonderful.
he takes the path for me. So
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about game day and practices. Putting the pads on, wearing that number 33 Warriors jersey. What does that represent to you personally here, Brock?
yes, sir. So number 33, I came right out of eighth grade. I got number 33 as a freshman, so I stayed with him my whole time. Built the media of Brock Smash since freshman year, so I've been staying with that. But
Yeah,
also, I mean, wearing that jersey, that Wando jersey, my school, it's representation of the school. You want to have a
yeah,
good impact, showing people who you really are and the dedication that you and your team has, and who the coaches are, and showing the leadership that you have. You know, so I just like I'm doing it for my school. It says my
yeah,
name. It's not just about yourself. It's about okay, they see what your coaches are putting you into real life experiences to be grown men when life
hmm,
comes and football's over. So I mean, just working for my school, really.
yeah.
Yes,
No,
sir.
yeah, that's tremendous. Hey, you mentioned the coaching staff. I mean, what have they meant to you? Said from day one. From your freshman year, now here, into your junior year, and now preparing for your senior year as well here, Brock.
Yes, sir. So I mean, it's been tremendous. So they've taught me so much since I've came in there to where I'm coming into my senior year. I
Hmm.
wouldn't be as strong. Obviously, you always need a really good strength and conditioning coach. And our head coach resigned last year, so we just got a brand new coach for my senior year and a
Okay.
couple of new coaches. So I got to build a relationship with them right away, and it's been going awesome. But the
Hmm.
coaches before that, it's been awesome. I've built a really good relationship with them. I could talk to them about anything, not just about football, but stuff, personal things that's happening in my life.
Yeah.
And um, I just, like listening to them because they are basically a role model. Like
Yeah.
when you're in football practice, you see your coaches and teammates more than you see your family members and stuff. You're there
Hmm.
after school at practice, so I really love listening to them and getting their knowledge.
Yeah, that's fabulous to hear. Look, you've made such a steady improvement and progression from your freshman year. You started and lettered, 5A varsity as a freshman, 2021 FBU Adidas freshman All-American Bowl game starter, 2022, excuse me, Rivals Top 100 National Underclassmen Invite Only Challenge participant. I mean, to be able to stack that up year after year, that again, as you said, it doesn't come easy. The commitment, the dedication to your craft. But again, to see that, I mean, every year you be able to check off, said certain benchmarks. That's going to be very, fulfilling for you, Brock.
Yes, sir. Um, I mean, it's an honor. Lots of people don't
Yeah.
get to have that experience, so I'm very blessed to have that experience. And even though I've been getting those achievements and goal marks, I mean,
Mhm.
you can't just stop. There's always
Yeah,
more. So
that's
I'm
right.
really hungry and I'm working hard to get as many as possible. Community hours, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just be great around the neighborhood and the community and just build that name.
Yeah.
So yes, sir.
That's super. Okay, let's talk about playing home games at Wando High School. Friday night lights, Saturday afternoons during the fall. Uh, you know, your dad mentions you're a vocal leader, on all your sports teams at Wando High School. Your goal and mission is to hold your teammates accountable while cheering them on. You're not shy, very assertive, and you hate losing. So just talk about what is it, when you put the pads, the jersey on. I'm sure again the adrenaline is pumping through you as you run out into the field and it said are ready to lock horns and battle against the opposing team. But what are those moments like for you, especially at home?
Sure. It's game time,
Yeah.
So when you're off the field and in school, just a normal person around the
Yeah.
neighborhood, the community, you're a nice person and stuff. But once it comes to
Yeah.
game time, you gotta lock in and be ready.
Yeah.
You can't be slacking off. You can't be like messing around hours before the game.
Mhm.
Game day, the day before the game, gotta get good sleep, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So when I go out there and play, we got a pretty good crowd. We got like 8 to 10,000 people at our games.
Wow,
So
that's
you want to show people that you're a leader and be in the community,
yeah.
and the work ethic, show the people that the work ethic you're doing pays off.
Yeah.
It's not like behind the camera. It's showing that, okay, these guys have been working.
Yeah.
You got to play ball. So yes, sir. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. I mean, you talk about the practices, watching film. There's so much that goes into that preparation. I think by the time you take the field, you know what your assignment is. And you're taking those, as said, orders from your coaches and ready to apply it. I On the flip side, road games, going to hostile territory. But I think that's, those bus rides, you build the friendships, that brotherhood. It said it goes way beyond the field, off the field in real life. But describe the road games as well, Brock.
the road games. I mean, I love the road games, because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you have all your buddies in town and everyone knows you around where your home games are, but
Yeah.
not lots of people don't know you where their away games are. So you want to have a big
Yeah.
impact and show them, okay, this kid can
Yeah.
play some ball,
Yeah.
It'd be like, okay, they live an hour away from me, but they still know who I am and where I'm
Hmm.
from.
Yeah.
So you want to make a big impact and show up, show up ready to work. You don't want to be slacking, like I said,
Yeah. Yeah.
it makes a difference, if you're not paying attention or anything like that, it will show you and it will show you on the game and on the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, you're just not an athlete, Brock. You're a student athlete, and you've been able to excel in the classroom. 3.82 GP, time management organization down pat, National Society of High School Scholars. Uh, you tend to major in college in engineering. Obviously, taking great pride and joy in what you do. And it's not easy being a student athlete. Again, yeah, so much work you put into athletics, especially football. Just talk about how you've been able to balance it out here so effectively.
Well, so this is what I think of it. Academics come first. You only get to
Hmm.
play football for who knows how old. It could be as old as Tom Brady playing football. Who knows? You never know when football is going to
Yeah.
end for you. So you always need to have that academic standpoint because that's what you're going to be doing once you're done playing sports and everything.
Hmm.
So I think academics are very important. And because it's not just about where I'm going to college to play football, it's about, okay, how are the academics here? What's the community like? Everything like that. So I think academics are very important, and lots of times you can't even go to a school because you don't have the academics for it. So that
Hmm.
shows academics are more really important,
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to meet that criteria, and again, you've been able to display that in the classroom. And let's talk about Wando High School, just in terms of the support from the student body, administration, athletic department. I'm sure that's played a pivotal role in your success here as well. The first 3 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's amazing. You have the school environment because where we are from. I mean, it's not a humongous recruiting area like Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So we're
Yeah.
like right on the coast, and it's not a huge area. So it's everyone wants to, even if you're at a rival school, they are still cheering for you because they want to see you succeed and someone from your hometown become a big name, and a big role model in the environment. Be like, okay, now we can start looking into areas like this because we saw him come out of there, or
Hmm.
anyone. It doesn't matter just about me; it's about other people. So
Yeah.
just show everyone that it's a great community, and yes, sir.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, family support I know is critical to you as well. You're the youngest of four. I said siblings. Your brother Colton played linebacker at the Citadel. Chase and Becca. I know family and faith are very strong and important to you. You volunteer at a church and involved with community service. I mean, that again, that is just amazing to hear. Just again, just being that role model. But talk about how, I mean, how special it is to share this journey with your family here,
Yes,
and
sir.
also your mom and dad. Don't want to forget your mom and dad as well.
For sure, yes, sir. I'm very blessed. Like a lot of people, they don't have like some people don't have their family. And I'm
Yeah.
very blessed that my family's there and supporting me. They're my number one supporters. So I really love it, and it just makes me want to show them, okay, anything's possible, and you could, no matter how hard you work, you can earn it. Your work
Yeah.
pays off. It's not easy, but how hard you work, it's gonna come, and it's gonna bless you eventually. So
Yeah. I mean, with your siblings, with your brothers and your sister, but the fact that Colton played, football at the Citadel, I'm sure that's, it's rare, so you can look up to him and just say, be able to soak in that knowledge and, bounce off ideas and be able to like really, he's able to, pay it forward as well in terms of, giving you that inside look at, the next level as well.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Because he said the transition from high school to college is way different.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
You got to be on your own and on your stuff,
Hmm.
and it's fun because we always joke around like, "Oh, who's the better linebackers?" Stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
uh, it's awesome. Who's stronger? Stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just fun, spending
Yeah.
time with family, getting to do those things.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's cool to hear. Hey, this is a long-winded question, but obviously you've been playing football for a long time. But what makes it so special to play, Brock? Just some of the intangibles, whether it's on and off the field, that it obviously you have that drive and passion, so you come back year after year. So I'm just curious, from your perspective, just what is it about the game that again that really stands
Sure.
out?
So I picked up a football when I was about 3 years old. My dad played college football at the University of Ohio. He was a DB. My brother played,
Yeah,
and it's a difference between liking the game and obsessed with the game. You
yeah,
got to be obsessed. The people that are obsessed, they make it. They
yeah.
they make it their life. They take the risk and everything they have to do,
Hmm.
and you just got to be really. I mean, and it's a God given gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lots of people are very gifted, and I'm gifted, and I really love it, and I always just want to do it for God and my family.
Yeah,
Just
that's
man,
beautiful. Yeah, eat, sleep, drink, breathe it, all those intangibles. Okay, we live in a day and age of social media, highlight videos, Huddle is out there. I said X formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and you've already received a Division I FBS offer from the University of Buffalo in the Mid American Conference. Congrats on that. I mean, you know, that again, that plays a critical role, like, in terms of be able to drop your highlight videos, whether it's football, track and field, uh, wrestling. I mean, just talk about how that's shaped you, how that's really like, led you to this moment here.
yes, sir. I mean, it's a blessing. It's really hard to make it to the next level, no matter
Yeah.
what level it's at. D3, JUCO, anything like that. It's hard to
Hmm.
do. You have to be blessed with it, and just because I don't want people to think of me like, okay, you have an offer. I'm a human just like anyone else.
Hmm.
I have a God given. I was just given the excel to play in football. Everyone
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
their God given right. They could be very good in academics, engineering, anything like that. That
Hmm.
football happened to be mine, and I'm very excited. And you got to work very hard for it. It's not just given to you.
Yeah.
Some people be like, okay, well, I want that offer too, but it's like you got to make you got to make risk.
Hmm.
And it's not just given to you. You got to work very hard,
Yeah.
and it shows that when you work hard, it pays off. So
That's true. I know that you hit it right home there. You know, you have to be consistent, and again, you go back to having that work ethic. That's the thing. Just lacing up your boots and I said seizing each day. Okay, uh, you need to kick back and relax. So so your hobbies are golf, disc golf, pickleball, fishing, games, Madden, and weight training. So I'm sure that you're able to like chill and just relax. I said because I'm telling you, like with all the stress you have, all the pressure from academic athletics, that must be again rewarding to just to
sure.
focus on those hobbies. Just talk about them.
Yes, sir. So I love anything. I mean, it's still sport related. Even though I'm
Yeah.
resting, I'm still doing pickleball, disc golf, all that stuff because
Yeah.
and it's one thing I can do with friends, I can do with family. It's just
Hmm.
bonding with each other, teammates,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And video games. I mean, I don't play a lot of video games, but I do.
Yeah.
I love Madden. It's football
Yeah.
based, so just sports. That's my hobby. Fishing. I grew up in the South, so I love
Yeah.
fishing. I've always been fishing, so I'm just blessed with my abilities to do that. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's spectacular. So when it comes to whether it's college or NFL players, which players do you pay particular attention to? And I'm sure at that linebacker inside linebacker position, there are a couple that stand out. So just wanted to ask you about that, Brock.
Yes, sir. Honestly, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I love the big guys like Patrick Mahomes, stuff like that." But
Hmm.
I mean, you
Hmm.
got to show love to guys that aren't big as names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know, like Denzel Ward, like guys like that. Like they are working it very hard. And
Yeah.
they don't get the praise like other guys do, but
Hmm.
I mean, they're working just as hard as the guys that are getting the praise.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if you're in the pro, I mean, you got a name for yourself. If you're in the NFL, no matter if you're
Yeah.
playing or not, if you're not on the field, it does not matter. You are one of the best. You're one of the best on your team in high school and college to get to the NFL.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love. I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Uh, I love like Jerome Bettis, all those guys. They're
Yeah.
amazing. So James Harrison, guys like that.
Yes. Yeah.
All
I
are
mean, that guy's a freak of nature. Even at now he's in his what 40s or pretty
still
close to
benching
50, and
500 pounds.
still yeah, still working out like a beast every single day. Hey, before you get the final word and message here, Brock, you talked about it, as a role model and like how coaches are that, but I see you as being that role model for the younger kids out there, and we all know how competitive it is. And as you mentioned about the NFL and even high school and college, just wondering, like in the world we live in today, uh what advice would you give to those younger kids trying to find their pathway, and if it's football, and just how to manage it, and just,
Sure.
be able to move up that ladder.
Um, it's a big thing, like it's a big topic to talk about. Like
Mhm.
you always want to always have your ears open and listen. You always want topics and stuff like just I don't know, people to critique you, because you're not always gonna be perfect. They're gonna
Mhm.
critique you, but because they might know a little more than you. You always want to listen to the elders. I mean, they've been through it. They've
Yeah.
been through life, so they can give you the examples.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's why I always like surrounding myself around like grandparents and stuff like that because
Yeah.
they have been through life. All the stages, kid, like
Mhm.
mid age, and then where they are right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing, and don't give your dream up. Lots of people are like, I want to be in the NFL, I want to be in the NBA, stuff like that. And kids are like, and teachers will be like, oh, make that a real job. Well, they don't. You're
Mhm.
like 8 years old. They don't know how tall you're gonna grow, the skills you're
Mhm.
gonna become, anything like that. So don't give that up. Always have that dream because if you work for it, there's a most chance that you are gonna achieve it and be there. So
Yeah.
that's just advice I want to give.
That's great. Yeah. Again, sound points that I'm sure that the kids will take away from this. Okay, Brock, you get the final word and message here for family, friends, teammates, and coaches at Wando High School and the community of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. The floor is yours. Well deserved, Brock. Here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm very pleasured that you got to interview me and take your time. So
Sounds good. Hey, again, incredible honor and privilege being able to interview you, Brock. Again, congrats on your success, both in athletics and academics, and
thank you
coming
very
up
much.
here as you wrap up your junior year at Wando High School. You still, said time left here, and then can't wait to see what you do in your senior year. I said in the fall.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.